प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की, श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की, मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की, मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की, पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की, गंगा माई की, जमुना माई की, तुलसी महारानी की, कलियुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की, समवेद भक्त वृंद की। All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Gaur Premanande. कहाँ पे? कितने बजे? दे देगा वो। हरे कृष्णा, सभी को अपने स्थान में बैठ जाइए, अभी नरसिंह आरती होगी। नमस्ते नरसिंहाय, नमस्ते नरसिंहाय, प्रह्लाद लाद दायिने, लाद लाद दायिने, हिरण्यकशिपुर्वक्षः, हिरण्यकशिपुर्वक्षः, श्रीलटङ्घनघलये, तो नृसिंहा परतो नृसिंहा, नृसिंहा परतो नृसिंहा, यतो यतो यामि ततो नृसिंहा, यतो यतो यामि ततो नृसिंहा, बहिर्नृसिंहा हृदये नृसिंहा, नरसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपद्ये, सिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपद्ये, तव कर कमलवरे नखम् अद्भुत शृङ्गां दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गा, केशवधृता नरहरे रूपा, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, कमलवरे अद्भुत श्रृंगा, दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गा, जगधीता जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, केशवधृता नरहरि रूपा, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, केशवधृता नरहरि रूपा, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, जय नरसिंहदेव, 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 जय नरसिंहदेव, जय प्रहलाद महाराज, प्रहलाद महाराज, प्रहलाद महाराज, जय प्रहलाद महाराज, प्रहलाद महाराज। से बोले सर्व विघ्न विनाशक श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिम्हा देव भगवान की, भक्त शिरोमणि श्री प्रहलाद महाराज की। Hare Krishna. There will be class on Bhagavad Gita here from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. So those who want to listen it, please be kindly seated. अभी यहाँ पर भगवत गीता में प्रवचन होगा 7:30 बजे से 8:30 बजे तक। प्रवचन अंग्रेजी में होगा। जिनकी को भी ये भगवत गीता का प्रवचन सुनना है, कृपया अपने स्थान पर शांति पूर्वक बैठे रहें। हरे कृष्णा।
Thank you. Directive to Krishna consciousness by knowing oneself as eternal survived concentration into the material. एवं बुद्धि परम बुद्धि संस्था आता है उसको। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुनातीरावनचारी यशोदानन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यमुनातीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे राम 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 जयो राधा गोपीनाथ राधे जय गोपीनाथ जय श्री गोपाल जय श्री गोपाल श्री गोपाल जय श्री जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय प्रभुपदा श्रील प्रभुपदा Prabhupada Shila O Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai Samaved Gaur Bhakti Vrinda ki Nitai Gaur Premanande Hare Krishna. So we are reading from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, chapter entitled Karma Yoga. Today we will be reading from the verse number 43. I will read this verse and then the translation and the purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The verse is, Evam buddhe param buddhva samsthabhya atmanam atmana Jahi Shatru Mahabaho Kamarupam Durasadam. Translation. Thus, knowing oneself to be transcendental to the material senses, mind, and intelligence, O mighty armed Arjuna, one should steady the mind by deliberate spiritual intelligence, that is Krishna consciousness, and thus, by spiritual strength, conquer the insatiable enemy known as lust. Purport. The third chapter of the Bhagavad Gita is conclusively directive to Krishna consciousness by knowing oneself as the eternal servitor of the Supreme Personality of Godhead without considering impersonal voidism the ultimate end. In the material existence of life, one is certainly influenced by the propensities for lust and desire for dominating the resources of the material nature. Desire for overloading and for sense gratification is the greatest enemy of the conditioned soul. But by the strength of Krishna consciousness, one can control the material senses, the mind and the intelligence. One may not give up work and prescribed duties all of a sudden. But by gradually developing Krishna consciousness, one can be situated in a transcendental position without being influenced by the material senses and the mind, by steady intelligence directed towards one's pure identity. This is the sum and substance. This is the sum total of this chapter. In the immature state of material existence, philosophical speculation and artificial attempts to control the senses by the so-called practice of the yogic posture can never help a man towards spiritual life. He must be trained in Krishna consciousness by higher intelligence. Om Agyantimirandhasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamischa Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanmitamisha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhano Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Evam buddhe param bodhva samsthabhya atmanam atmana jahi shatrum mahabaho kama rupam durasadam. Thus, knowing oneself to be transcendental to the material senses, mind and intelligence, O mighty armed Arjuna, one should steady the mind by deliberate spiritual intelligence, that is Krishna consciousness, and thus by spiritual strength conquer this insatiable enemy known as lust. Conquer this insatiable enemy known as lust. So you have to conquer the enemy, is being spoken here. And who is that enemy? Lust. So topic suggests that there is a fight with an enemy. Who is having a fight with that enemy? Living being. All the living beings, we all of us, have a fight with the enemy known as lust. So this is the end. By spiritual intelligence, Krishna consciousness, win this enemy. That means this fight started somewhere previously, and now Krishna is suggesting conquer this enemy by spiritual intelligence, that is Krishna consciousness. So let's discuss where this fight started from, how it went, what strategic positions this enemy has captured, how this enemy conquers the living entity, which position he attacks, whom he attacks first. We need to discuss, right? Because whenever there is a war, what happens? First of all, say India and Pakistan had a war. So whom do we bomb first? People? No. Then which location? There are some location, there are air bases, or there may be radar system, or where they are also putting missiles. So should we hit their missile first or hit the factory of missiles? So one has to think where we can bomb, wherein we can capture more area, where effect would be more. Similarly, the enemy would be doing the same thing. So we'll discuss how this enemy known as Mr. Lust, what is Mr. Lust, how he attacks, and how we can counter-attack so that it can be conquered. Can't be killed as such. Jahi Shatru Mahabaho, Jahi, you kill him. Krishna is telling kill him, conquer him. Does not mean to kill. We can't kill lust. The desire can't be destroyed at all. Because if there is no desire, then can he be a human being? Living entity is full of desires. We are part and parcel of Krishna. Krishna has a desire. So we being a part and parcel, we have a desire. Krishna has unlimited desire. We have also desire. So it can't be killed as such. In Chaitanya Charitamrita it is said that a desire for these material objects to enjoy, that is lust. That is काम. But a desire to satisfy Krishna's senses, that is love. Atmendriya priti vancha tara bhali काम. Atmendriya. Atma means our own self. Indriya, the senses. Trying to satisfy one's own senses is known as kama. Krishnendriya priti vancha. And desiring to satisfy the senses of Krishna, dhari premanam, that is known as love. So love, if somebody says, I love you, what is that love? That simply means I need you. I want you. I need you. I want to enjoy you. I need you. It's all about I only. There's no love. But when we call love, then it can only be trying to satisfy the senses of Krishna, trying to please Krishna. That is the only love. Does that mean there is no love in between the human beings, living beings? It exists. But how? Understanding that every living entity is a part and parcel of Krishna. If you understand every living being is a part and parcel of Krishna, and if we love Krishna, then naturally we'll try to please all the living beings. Like we say, no, naturally we have love for our children, our own wife, husband, right? Nobody has to say that. Everybody has natural love, right? Because it is a my. Like a brother loves a sister. Natural, na? You see, a young or elder daughter is there, and somebody says anything to her younger brother, then she becomes angry because she is very protective. Similarly, a brother is very protective of a sister. Why? Because they have the same father, same parents. They belong to they have an understanding that we belong to same parent. Similarly, if you all identify ourselves that we all belong to whom? Krishna. We don't have to think that we belong to, so that we will not fight. No, we are actually belonging to Krishna. We are all part and parcel of Krishna. It's a fact. All living being, from ant, tiger, from so-called other religious people whom we name Muslim, Christian, right? We gave the name. Human being gave the name. But we are all spirit, soul. We are all Atma. But we give the name, this caste, that caste, Hindu, Muslim, Christian. But we all have same parent. Krishna says, I am the seed-giving father of everyone. Mata, Dhata, Pitamaha. I am that. Does Jesus say that? I am the father? No. I am the son of God. Thy father is waiting for you in the heaven. See, he's saying, I am the son of God. He's not telling, I am God. Who is telling? Muhammad is a prophet. He's telling, come to Allah. Allah means all powerful. Krishna is all powerful. So see, everyone is directing to that Supreme Lord. And that Supreme Lord Krishna is telling, Matta parataram na anyat kinchid asti dhananjaya. Nobody is greater than me. Is anyone greater than God? No. So Krishna is saying, Matta parataram na anyat in Bhagavad Gita. If you believe in Bhagavad Gita, then you should believe that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Krishna is saying, Matta parataram na anyat. Matta sarva prabhavo. From me everything comes. From me everything comes. So if we believe in Gita, if we trust in Gita, then we believe in Krishna. That Krishna is our Supreme Father. He is everything. He is all powerful. And all living entities are part and parcel of Krishna. So they are our brothers and sisters. So in that way, unity will prevail. Anyway, coming to the fight. We have a fight. So all the living entities. So verse number 36. It starts with verse number 36, wherein Arjuna is asking. Arjuna says, Arjuna vacha atakena prayukto aham papam charati purusha anichanapi varshneya balad eva niyojita. Atakena. By what? Atakena prayukto ayam. Somebody is induced. Atakena prayukto ayam papam charati purusha. By what is somebody induced to do the sinful activities, O Krishna? How does that happen? Anichan. He does not want to do it. He does not want to perform the sinful activity. But how come one performs a sinful activity even after knowing that this is sinful? That means he's talking about those living entities who knows what is right and what is wrong, what is sinful and what is not sinful. Not like a one who even after knowing does not believe in that. So how do we know what is sinful, what is good, what is bad? Who decides? Is that my mind decide? Like a thief says, I am stealing from a rich person and I am giving to the poor. Isn't that a good idea? Suppose he is caught and police says, you stole? Yeah, give me a medal, I stole from the rich person and gave it to the poor person. So according to him, that is not sinful. But as per the law, which police has such stated, he will be jailed. Because stealing is self. Who told him to steal? There are higher authorities in the form of tax or whatever. They can take and give it. So first, need to know what is the law. So somebody who knows the laws, what is sin, what is sinful. And even after knowing this is not good, right? We all often know that this saying lie, harming any living entity, saying harsh words, keeping an eye on the others, women, and then stealing something. So all these are sinful activities. So even after knowing all this, still people perform sinful activities. It happens. Anichanapi Varshneya. O son of Vrishni. So Vrishni name because Vrishni is coming from Vrishni dynasty. He was a very good upholder of dharma. Baladiva, as if by force. So that's the question. Who is that? So he's asking Krishna. Who does that? Because previously he told Krishna, you are the controller of everything, and now he's indirectly, are you the one? Because a person does not want to. So who is doing? So he's like sober person asking Krishna indirectly, Kaun hai bhai? You are the controller. Who is doing? I don't want to perform the sin, but still it happens. Who is doing? Who is that instigator? Are you? So then Krishna says, in the 37th verse, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, Kama Esha, Krodha Esha, Rajoguna Samudbhava. He tells, who is the culprit? Kama Esha. Kama Esha. That Kama means lust. Kama Esha. Krodha Esha. So after comes the Krodha. They are all corollaries. After Kam, because of the Kam, Krodh comes. Kam, Krodh, then Lobh, then Moha, then Madh, Matsar, Irshya, envy. All these are come one after another. So first thing that comes is the Kama. What is that Kama? People say, bahut kamuk vyakti hai. So when the person says kamuk vyakti hai, it leads to somebody very sexually inclined, right? Kamuk vyakti. But actual Kama means desiring anything for oneself, for one's own senses, apart from Krishna. Actually, who is the enjoyer? Krishna. Which verse says? Bhoktaram yagya tapasam sarvaloka maheshwara. Bhoktaram yagya tapasa. All the austerities and all of the yagyas. Who is the Bhoktaram? Who is the enjoyer? The supreme enjoyer is the Krishna. So we should give him the enjoyment. Bhoktaram yagya tapasam sarvaloka maheshwara. Siridham sarva bhutana. And he is a well-wishing friend of all the living entities. Not like he is only enjoying. When we give enjoyment to Krishna, we naturally get satisfied. It is not like Krishna is selfish, he only enjoys and we are all his servant. No. Just like if a tree is given water on the roots, then all the leaf and the fruits, branches, twigs, all gets nourished. Similarly, if we offer the enjoyment to Krishna, all the living entities get satisfied. Because Krishna is in the heart. Jai Shri Radha Gopinath Bhagwan Ki Jai. So Krishna is within the heart of every living entity. And when we please Krishna, all the living beings are pleased. But if we are not pleasing Krishna, that is lust. See, in this world, every person is telling, I am working for you so hard, I love you and all. But they do so because by doing that, they get satisfaction. By doing that, they get enjoyment. Like somebody leaves the body and person cries. Person cries. So person gets affected. Looks like so much love. But what that person says, ab mera kya hoga? Now that you have gone, what will happen to me? Means I am getting pleasure from you. Now you are gone. Who will provide that pleasure to me? So person is worried about himself or herself, not about that person. Because if that person has intelligence, that this person, living being, that spirit soul has got out from this body. See, death means changing the body from bad body to good body. Just like a torn cloth to another cloth. Vasamsi jirnani yatavihaya. Navani granati naro parani. So just like we change a cloth from torn clothes to new clothes, similarly, death means changing the body from old body to new body. From a deceased body, hurted body, wounded body, which is useless, from that to a new body. So then what is the problem? If people die, should celebrate, he has got a new body. But we are attached to that body, to deriving the pleasure from that body, which actually does not give. Is there any person in this world who is satisfied with the people having around them? Any personality in this world who says that, I have got such a loving people around me, family around me, I have no complaints about them. Can't be. And if any person is happy, that person is a spiritual person. Why? Because nobody can satisfy another person. Because we are all suffering in this world. This world is not meant for being satisfied and calm and quiet. This is a Dava Agni. In the morning we chant Samsara Dava Nalalidha Loka Tranaya Karunya Ghana Ghanatvam. That this world is like a fire. Tapta Agni. All people are suffering because everyone is desiring, wanting, satisfy me, give me. Everyone is running after, looking, seeking for happiness. But nobody is satisfied. So how can another person give a satisfaction? And if one is happy, then that person is spiritual, understanding, not expecting, and is actually trying to serve other people, then that person is satisfied. Why? Because he is not expecting from any other person that this person will provide satisfaction to me. And instead trying to satisfy other person by serving them, understanding they are part and parcel of Krishna, and if by serving this person, Krishna will be satisfied. And when Krishna will be satisfied, all other personalities will be satisfied. Of course, those who are envious will never be satisfied. So it does not mean that spiritual people don't have enemies. But then scripture says spiritual person does not have enemy. What does that mean? Spiritual person does not consider anybody as enemy. But others may consider him as enemy. Why? Because that person is not satisfying his senses. When we get angry, when somebody does not satisfy our senses, anger comes. So kamesha krodesha. So having spoken about the kam, the desire, which is separate from trying to satisfy the senses of Krishna, that means trying to satisfy our own senses, that is calm. It can be in any respect. It can be if I want to see beautiful picture and somebody stops me from going. Then, so my desire, that lust to see something, to eat something, to hear something, to touch someone, through the senses, right? We have 5 senses. So anything from the senses, when we try to take, when we desire for our own satisfaction, then that is lust. And if somebody does not satisfy or becomes an obstacle in giving that, like you tell some small kid, take a mobile forcefully, and that person is playing game, is into that game, and you take that mobile, suddenly that person becomes agitated. Why? Because that person is deriving some pleasure. Actually, there is no pleasure in this world. Right? Otherwise, person would be satisfied after some time. Take this mobile, now I am satisfied. So many years I have spent time with the mobile, I am completely satisfied, I don't need it. Does anybody say like that? No. So there is no pleasure. But that small tickling happiness which is there, so if you take that person from that person forcefully, that person becomes angry. So anger comes. Why? Because that desire, that calm leads to anger, if not satisfied. So kamaesha, krodhaesha. And how it generates? Rajoguna, by the passion, mode of passion. Rajoguna samudbhava, by the passionate lifestyle. It's a different world, passion, goodness, ignorance. Therefore, in short, stop this passionate activity or passionate lifestyle by taking to the mode of goodness. So kamesha krodha esha rajoguna samudbhava mahashana means just like to enemy you can win by either sama dama danda bhed. You can provide dana. Chal lele, give him. Your enemy, give him some money, he'll be satisfied. But here it is mahashana, no, it can't be satisfied. You give him as much as it wants, it is not satisfied. Mahashana. Mahapapma, it's the biggest enemy. The sin, it makes one do the sinful activities. So it's the biggest enemy. So we should know who is our enemy. Kama. So now having asked by Arjuna in 36 words, who is that? By what is one instigated to perform sin? What Krishna replies in verse 37? Kama. How it comes? By Rajoguna. Then we need to know what strategic position that Kama attacks. Where he resides in our body. Where does the Kama resides? We need to know, right? Where does it reside? So then we can take out that person. So then in verse 38, Krishna is telling how this enemy works. In verse 37, how this enemy works. First he attacks, how harshly it attacks. So he said in just 3 stages this enemy attacks. In first stages, he covers the knowledge. Just like a fire or a smoke covers the fire. When you ignite a fire, smoke comes, right? So fire is there. You can see some light. But then not complete light comes. Why? Because smoke is covering. And then how you can ignite the fire? How can that fire be ignited? When the smoke is there, and then firewood is there, but smoke is covering that. Then how do you ignite the fire? By fanning, by blowing the fan, right? So it's easy, right? You can blow and immediately the fire erupts. It's easy, right? So this covering is first stage of covering. So this lust, the enemy lust covers the knowledge by just like the smoke covers the fire. So here it says, Dhumena avriyate vahanir. Dhumena means smoke. Dhumena, by the smoke, avrita, covering, ahani means fire. Just like Dhumena avrate vahani. Second step, Yatha adarsha malena cha. Adarsha, darshana means the mirror. Malena cha. So mirror is covered by mala, contaminated mud. Second stage. Now if the door or a window or a mirror is covered by a thick layer of dust, how it be removed? Is it easy to remove? By blowing? By fanning? Can it be removed? No. So if the calm attacks in a second step, then it's like the covering, contamination on the mirror. It's very thick. What we have to do then? What we have to do? We have to take a cloth, soap water and then rub it. So what was in the first case, suppose if the desire of eating something or doing something, seeing something comes, then that first step of attack, some first desire that comes, oh wow, let's go and eat. So that's like smoke covering. And then fanning. What does that fanning mean? So fanning means going to some spiritual person or reading something spiritual, getting into any spiritual activity. Then that covering can be mitigated. But if one does not do that on the first step and allows the calm to take control, then it goes in a second gear. It covers more thickly. Just like mirror is covered by. And then if somebody goes to spiritual person and says, please tell me some katha, and that spiritual person is telling some katha, but mind is absorbed in thinking that thing, that desire, so strong. So any particular spiritual activity will not help. Then what will help? You have to take cloth, you have to take soap water, you have to rub it. That means more activities you have to do. Not only spiritual, one activity of spiritual, we have to go to that person, hear katha, chant, do kirtan, absorb more and more. That will. Shlok does not say that, I am just telling. Shlok only says that dhumena avrate vani yatha adarsha malena cha. And then third, yatho albena avruto garbha. Albena avruto garbha. Just like a womb covers the embryo. So embryo is covered by the womb. How thick is that? A womb is covering the embryo. Can you see the embryo? Do you know is a boy or a girl in the womb? No, we don't even know. That thick the cover is. In the second step, there is a covering, thick covering, right? But the mirror is not changing the form, right? Only the contamination. But here the womb covers the child, the embryo, and that child becomes, the form of the child, how it becomes. You see? The form also changes. In the second step, mirror does not change the form because of the contamination. It just covered. Contamination just covers. But here, the form is being changed of that child, embryo, by the womb. So thick is the covering. We don't even know what is inside. So if we allow the kama or the desire to grab us, to cover us, then it will go to the third stage, from where it is very difficult to come out. Impossible, I would say. Yatha albina avruto garbis, tatha, in that same way, tene idam avritam. Tena. By whom? About whom we are talking? Who is the enemy? Kama. So lust. Tatha enam. Tatha tena idam avrutam. Covers. Bas, shlok ends. So question comes, covers whom? So then, 39th verse says, avrutam jnanam etena. Avrutam, same. End with avrutam, here it starts with avrutam. And he says what? Avrutam jnana. Avrutam jnanam etena. Etena means by that. By whom? Lust. So 39th verse says, avrutam jnanam etena jnanino nitya vairina. Of a jnani, nitya vairi. Nitya means eternal, always. Vairi. Vairi means enemy. So jnani, one who is trying to be spiritual, practice spiritual practices. That jnani, nitya vairina, is always the enemy. Always the enemy. Who? Lust. So for a spiritualist person, Mr. Lust is always the enemy. Understand that. Why? Because he covers the knowledge. Kama rupena kaunteya. In what form it is covering? So he is telling in the kama rupa. In the form of a kama. There is one personality, demigod. There are many demigods. For everything there is a demigod. Like for our eyelids to flip, there is one demigod. For all the community of mosquitoes, there is one controller, one demigod. For everything there is a demigod who is actually arranging. So Kama Rupa. So there is one demigod by the name Kamadev. And that Kamadev attacks all the living entity. That Kamadev, that demigod is the most beautiful person. Super beautiful. Of course that Kamadev could not attract Krishna. Because he gets mesmerized by Krishna himself. But anyway, that Kamadev once tried to entice Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva from his third eye burned him. Gone. Good, na? So his body is gone, but he is alive. He has no body, but he is alive. And that Kamadev attacks all of us. In what form? So for a boy, that Kamadev is present in the form of a little girl. Beautiful girl with his beautiful features. And boy sees and immediately gets attracted. So that Kamdev is there. And when that person keeps thinking about that girl, then that Kamdev has entered from that girl to whom? That boy's mind. Where does it enter? Within the mind. Has gone to the mind. See? See how subtle it is. We don't even know how that attack happens. But the boy, it went to his mind. But before the mind, where does he go? He go because the boy saw that, right? Saw the eyes. So which senses? Eyes. He attacks what? Eyes. First it attacked the eyes. That will come in the verse number 40. See how nicely this flow goes. Whom it attacks. But now here it is telling covering. Because it's talking about the covering. Thick covering. First is low covering, then higher covering, and then more higher covering. So it is now telling it covers what? Knowledge. So why knowledge? What happens by covering the knowledge? If a calm covers the knowledge, by that knowledge we will not know what is right and what is wrong. And then we do the sinful activities. And then we get binded by that activity. And that because of that sinful activity, we come back again in this world. And in this way, the cycle continues. We do the sinful activity because of which we get the sinful reactions, and then we continue the cycle of birth and death. Why? Because the knowledge is being covered. So Kama Rupena, so in the form of a calm. And it can take any form. The Kamdev can take any form. It's not only the form of a girl. For a girl, the boy, form of a boy. Right? A form of a gulab jamun. If somebody likes gulab jamun so much, he does not. He keeps on eating. Smoking, can't give up. So see? So Kama Rupena, he can take any form. So just like Kama Esha, Krodha Esha, Rajoguna Samudbhava. So Kama, Krodha, Moha, Madha, Matsar. It can take any form. This Kama can come in the form of a Krodha. So if you see the Krodha, understand the calm, desire. If somebody becomes angry, understand is attacked by lust, desire for something which is not fulfilled, it turned into Krodha. If the desire is unfulfilled, it turns into Krodha. If desires are fulfilled, best na? Person wants more. I want more. Like somebody gets married to that beautiful person whom one loves. And then problem is solved? No. There are other beautiful girls. What to do? See, desire keeps dil mange more. Therefore you see all the extramarital affairs. Why? Because dil mange more. So, if it is fulfilled, then wants more. Moha, mad, matsar, envy. Somebody has more beautiful than envy. So it takes any form. Mr. Lust comes in any form. So Kama Rupena, Dushpurena, Analena cha. Just like in a fire you putting ghee, it evaporates. It just burns like anything. So Dushpurena, it can't be satisfied. If somebody thinks that let's follow that principle of give more and more. There is one philosopher who says that itna sambhog karo कि संभोग से समाधि मिल जाएगी. If you desire something, feed that, and by that you will get, वो बोलते हैं ना, उससे आप बोर हो जाएंगे, and then you will no longer desire. Just like if you feel like eating rasgulla, eat 1, 2, 3, 4, and you want more, 5, 6, and then enough, and then still you feed. And then 8 comes and says, no more now. You see, the same happiness, thing which was giving happiness became a source of distress. So, by giving more and more, no, can't be satisfied. The calm does not get satisfied by giving more and more. Again that desire will erupt. So, kama dushpurena analena cha. Just like a fire cannot be satisfied by putting more and more ghee or oil in that. Now, it attacks. So how this calm has attacked? First the eyes, then went to the mind, and then buddhi brushed. Buddhi does not say, "Arey bhai, padhai karo. It's not the time to roam around in the college and see girls and boys. Study, come for study." So buddhi gets it. So how does the calm attack? So this verse 40 says, Indriyani mano buddhi. Indriya, first the senses, then mind, and then buddhi. Adhishtanam uchyate, it's a place. So what is the place where this lust resides? Mind, intelligence. Mind and then, first the senses, then mind and then intelligence. Ether means this, vimohyati esha. It bewilders the person. So first attack is on the senses. So when the senses get attacked, like if you see something beautiful and just see, so that is the first thing. Again you see, covering becomes thick. Again you see, it's like you are digging your own graveyards. It goes thick and thick. Very difficult to give up then. Jnanam avritam dehinam. Eter vimohyata yesha jnanam avritam dehinam. So dehi means one who has taken this deha, means all of us. So this is how Mr. Lust attacks. So what to be done? Verse 40 first says that Tasma, therefore, tvam indriyani ado. First whom? Indriyani, senses. Indriyani ado niyamya bharatarshava. Control. Give some niyam. Like Prabhupada gave the niyam in ISKCON. Anybody who comes has to follow the 4 regulatory principles. Which are they? No meat eating, no gambling, no illicit sex, no intoxication. Why? To stop Mr. Lust. So that we can keep calm, na? Because lust attacks the senses. We keep running, using our senses, and then mind gets affected, then intelligence gets affected. Then how we will practice spirituality? Spirituality, in practices of spirituality, we have to chant the mantra with the mind. See, mind is attacked, and how we will chant? So you see, just like a doctor says, take this medicine. But then he also gives pathya. Don't eat this, don't eat that. Right? So that is not a medicine. But for the medicine to give effect, that niyam is needed. Therefore, Prabhupada, he has given the medicine, that is Mahamantra. Which is that Mahamantra? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So this is the medicine. Now you may say how it affects, how it attacks the lust. That's very intricate. We can understand, but first take that medicine. We'll understand how it works. Experience that. By experience. Yeah, I can say, gulab jamun is so sweet, nice, relishing. Experience it without eating. You cannot understand how it works. So if we take this medicine, then we understand how it works slowly. We'll understand the effect of kama. Krodh has reduced. I guarantee that anyone practicing Krishna consciousness will see the effect of decreased attack of lust. Lust will attack, but effect won't be there. Right? Because senses and sense object have no problem. Nothing wrong with the senses. Somebody says that मेरे आँखी ऐसी है that it goes here and there. मेरा मुख ही ऐसा है, मेरे मुख के चोचले ही ऐसे है कि उसको ये सब चाहिए. People say, no, my tongue needs it. No. We have to control it. So Prabhupada has given this 4 nishedh and then this holy name to chant. If we do that, we'll understand how it works. How the effect, the senses and the sense object. No problem with that. Let any sense object come in front of us, will not get affected if we take to the spiritual practice, starting with the holy name, chanting of the holy names. So, tasmad indriyani ado niyamya bharatarshava papmaman prajami hi enam jnanam vijnana nashanam. This is the enemy which destroys the knowledge and the wisdom. Knowledge and the wisdom, both it destroys. Then the verse 42 says, Tasmad indriyani ado niyamya bharatarshava papmaman prajami hi enam jnanam vijnana nashanam. This is the enemy which destroys the knowledge and the wisdom. Knowledge and the wisdom, both it destroys. Then the verse 42 says, Tasmad indriyani ado niyamya bharatarshava papmaman prajami hi enam jnanam vijnana nashanam. Then the verse 42 says, Indriyani prarani ahor, indriyebho param manaha. So higher than the senses is the mind, higher than the mind is the intelligence. And manastu para buddhi, and higher than the mind is the intelligence, and buddhis buddhe parastu saha, and that living entity or ahankar is higher than the buddhi. See, somebody's intelligence is strong, then mind can be controlled, right? And mind is controlled, then the senses are controlled. Just like in the forest, we are in the forest, we have got this body which is like a chariot, and we have got these five senses which are the horses, and we have got a mind which is like a lagam, that strings, and then we have intelligence who is a driver, sarathi, and we ourselves who are seated on the chariot. In this fire, Davagni, in this forest fire, we are supposed to go towards Krishna. Right? We are supposed to drive. Our intelligence, Sarathi, is supposed to drive us towards Krishna. But if Mr. Kam attacks, then it first attacks whom? Senses. Here in this analogy, it attacks the horses first. And then if it attacks the horses, then it's very difficult for the mind, the reins, to properly direct the horses. And then if it attacks the reins, then for intelligence, who is the driver, becomes very difficult. And if it attacks the buddhi also, the driver also, then person who is just sitting just goes where the Mr. Lust takes. So here Krishna is telling, but understand that the living entity is higher than his buddhi, which is higher than the mind, which is higher than the senses. So if we are connected, if our soul, which is strong itself, is connected with the super soul, Krishna, then it becomes so strong that it can control, it can get the intelligence. Krishna says, Aham buddhi dadami. I give that spiritual intelligence by which one can control, one can get the power to control. Dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. I give the intelligence for somebody who is seeking genuinely. If we tell Krishna that, Krishna, I want to come to you. I am very weak in fighting in this world. Please help me. Then Krishna gives us the intelligence. And then we get the power to control the mind and the senses. But for that, this verse 43 says that, Jahi Shatru Mahabaho Kama Rupena Durasadam Evam Buddhe Param Buddhva Samsthabham Atmanam Atmana. Atmanam Atmana. So this Atma, living entities, by Atmanam, Atmana, that is Krishna. Samsthabham. If we if we connect ourselves with the Krishna, then Krishna will help us to conquer. We cannot conquer ourselves. If it attacks the mind, buddhi, very difficult to control. But if we take to Krishna consciousness is the only way. Krishna is telling, Atmanam Atmana, Jahi Shatru Mahabhava. Only then the lust can be conquered. There is no other way. Some people, Prabhupada mentions in this verse, that some people artificially try to control the senses by sitting calm, quiet, by doing meditation, by doing yoga asanas, pranayam. It helps. It helps to calm the mind. But it does not remove the desires deep-rooted within the heart. It's just like cutting the tree. But the roots are there, it will again grow up. So no doubt, pranayam, meditation, it helps one, yogasana helps one to cool down, calm down the mind. It can be taken help of. But if somebody just does that and feels that I'm spiritual, I do yogasana, I do meditation. When I come to temple, I just sit calmly. I see these devotees chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. They are so disturbed, but I am very calm, peace. But desire within the heart does not go away. So better are those devotees who are struggling to chant because Krishna is seeing the efforts. And Krishna within no time can take away the distressed condition of that devotee and award him a peaceful mind. But a person who is proud and not practicing spirituality, bhakti yoga, and thinks just by calming the mind by yogasana, I am winning, I am able to control and I am spiritual, he is just befooling oneself. He is just making a fool of oneself. Because how long person will control the mind? The age is passing by, old age will come. Mind will be, and the body will be full with kapha, vata, pitta and all. Where person will not able to sit also erect. Then what time? At the time of death, what kind of practice one will do? Will not help. And person who has kama, who has not conquered the kama, desire, lot of desires will come. What will happen to me? Fear will come. So I am not telling not to practice this, but practice this so that we can focus our mind on the holy name, Krishna consciousness. Because only by Krishna consciousness we can conquer this Mr. Lust. There is no other way. Krishna himself says that. Samsthabhya atmanam jahi shatru mahabaho. Jahi, conquer the shatru, that is kama. Because we cannot destroy the kama. So having desire is not wrong. Right? Having desire to enjoy. Because we are spirit soul, it's the position of spirit soul to enjoy. We spirit soul are part and parcel of Krishna. What is the position of Krishna? What is Krishna doing? Enjoying, playing flute. So we are part and parcel, we are supposed to enjoy. But in connection with Krishna, keeping Krishna as the center, by providing services to the Lord, we will get enjoyment. Just like if the body wants to enjoy, suppose if I want to enjoy gulab jamun, if my stomach wants to enjoy gulab jamun, my hand wants to enjoy gulab jamun, suppose by eating nourishing thing, my hand will get energy. If somebody is very hungry, eats and gets energy, right? So suppose this body wants to get energy and gulab jamun or something nice thing comes and that person wants to enjoy. That what will hand do? Hand says gulab jamun I will only eat, I will not give it to the mouth. I want to enjoy. And it keeps on rubbing the gulab jamun in the hand. Will it become happy? Will it get nourishment? Will not get nourishment. Though this example looks very simple, that everybody knows it will be given to the mouth. But suppose if a hand thinks, I will enjoy. But hand has to feed to the tongue, mouth, it has to chew and give it to the stomach. Intestine has to absorb. Then when the blood goes everywhere, all the organs get nourished. That's the process. Similarly in this world, the process is, if we want to satisfy and happy, the system is we have to give happiness to Krishna. Very simple, because He is the Bhoktara. He is the enjoyer. And we are all His part and parcel, just like the hands, legs, we are all connection. We are all connected with Krishna, just like the sun and the sun rays. Krishna is the sun and we are the sun rays. We are the part and parcel. Krishna is eternal, we are eternal. So we have the same quality of Krishna. So by giving enjoyment to Krishna, we will get enjoyed. We will get happiness. Otherwise, if we try to seek happiness from all the activities, individually, without remembering Krishna, we will not be satisfied. So we can satisfy our tongue by making nice food products, food items, but first offer it to Krishna. Simple process. Offer it to Krishna. Pray to Him, Krishna, for your pleasure is being cooked. With that mindset, you have to apply our mind that I am making it for Krishna. People make it and eat it, Kya banaya hai? Means they are making it for themselves. They want to enjoy. But when you see the devotees, they will not eat while cooking. They will have consciousness that this is for Krishna, nobody should touch it. First plate should be given to Krishna. See this culture? So the spiritualist Acharya have given us this culture of offering foodstuffs, Naivedya. We don't know how it works, but if you apply the principle and do it nicely, thinking that this is for the pleasure of Krishna, then even if somebody offers us good foodstuffs, we'll first ask, is it offered to Krishna? Is it cooked by the devotee? because everything goes in that. The senses so strong. A Nestle company, after the World War II, tried to distribute the coffee products to the Japanese country. So what they did lot of advertisement, spent huge money, but did not work. So they hired one French psychologist and a big expert to understand what's the problem. So he went to the root cause and he found that the Japanese people have their enjoyment connected with their culture, which starts from the childhood. So in the childhood, if they have not tasted anything like this, then they will not enjoy it. Though in the adulthood, they will not try to enjoy that product. So what did this expert suggest? Expert says that you better feed the children the coffee. But will the children drink coffee? So give that taste of caffeine in the coffee to the children in the form of candies, coffee flavored beverages. They did that. And when these children, see long-term goal, and when these children grew up by eating a coffee chocolate, coffee beverages, and when they grew up, when they were offered the instant coffee, then they accepted. And they are the highest consumer of the, I think 5,000 tons of coffee products is being consumed by Japanese people. They are highest importers. And no doubt Nestle is the one who supplies. So see, they know how the senses. First to attack the senses. Then that goes in their culture, the mind and all. So like everybody, if you want to enjoy some success, some party or some birthday, what thing comes to mind? How to enjoy? Bring what? Cake. See, everybody says cake. But 90 years ago, hardly 10% would know, the cake. 90% of Indian population would not know what cake means. But now, let's enjoy. You got a job, come. Bring the cake. See, cake is so ingrained in our culture. So if we are feeding our child senses with something, understand the effect it will have in longer run. Now this cake system is getting into something else. You know what? On the roadside you find McDonald's and there they order what? Pizza and Coke. So party, let's have pizza and Coke. Not common now, but it's becoming, you see. People are having that craze, pizza and Coke. And if we provide our child this way of enjoyment or celebration, think what will happen 15 years down the line. Attack of senses. First senses, it goes to the mind, intelligence. And that way bewilders the people. So if we want to conquer this enemy, lust, one has to provide Krishna consciousness, which has got varieties of engagement to satisfy all our senses, all the 5 senses. Lot of things are there. There is a music by which we can satisfy our ears, prasad to satisfy our tongue, touch of the devotees to satisfy the sense of touch, walking down towards the temple to the holy places, service by our foot, talking about Krishna consciousness, reading Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam in our home, hearing Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, scriptures, ancient scriptures. In that way, if we engage our senses, then our mind will be satisfied, our intelligence will be sharpened, and our soul will ultimately get connected with Super Soul, and we all will go back to the spiritual world after the end of this life happily. And for this, it starts with the tongue and by hearing. So we invite you to hear these subject matters so that we can understand the process of chanting. So please come every Sunday. Every day we have morning Bhagavatam class. Every Sunday from 7:30 to 8:30 we have Bhagavad Gita class where we discuss such things. And then rest of the days, rest of the times we have different activities to engage. So whichever activity pleases you, pleases your mind, we invite you to come and take part. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki Jai.
हरे कृष्ण.